Awurade de ho hye won sa se de da wo boaye ma ye pepe wase mu kire won krofo no enen so na ma won kronkron ye nim se wo kan ye ho na ba boaye sa asida ayeye ni na asin kan wo Yesu tinimu. Amen.
Amen.
And then anope what sometimes I do say no more. There are two issues. Baako celebrating the occasion, and then the other one, so what can we learn from it? And there be an American say, "Good Friday, ye mama di Yesu afinshi ada." Because your onyame or why ya no, it's more than say ye kai dia why ye been anasa maybe some say Palm Sunday ti di abekwan. The people have been doing it, but we want to look more at Jesus and what he did. Particularly, scenario ba kwa me pese me no ehwe the 30+3 lifespan of Jesus. Then ebetimi asua afri Yesu the way a obo na brabo na ode ekọ asenua no. So you know that Palm Sunday is just a beginning of the climax of Jesus' ministry. Enona efrase na fe yede kọ pompon so it's almost just 1 week na ye call the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So and that is very, very important. So the scenario that I have given is assuming that you had only 33 years to live. 33 years now, you are more on near 33 na the man say 5 years there. Only 3. 3 years. And dear. Na dawa koma so anase wadwene ye ose Nyankopon do ba asase su se brabe no 30. When you were 30 years, then they said begin na phrase ye de nyame kan se bra na ba be no. How would you go about it? So I think that there are very important leadership lessons that Yesu abrabo no culminating in the triumphal entry to Jerusalem, which then went on to the death and resurrection. Because Yesu ba Jerusalem no, wansa anko bio na omo ebo na senua mu na osore. Enti ene asema ye ba be kan nyame ya adom ye de beto aso as time goes on. Is let's understand this scenario here wa wo hwe television na eguso no. The 30+3 lifespan of Jesus. That's the way I'll put it. 30 no the and but he started his ministry at 30 years old of wedding fear duasa. And by 33 years he was gone. How would you be able to accomplish? And I want you to look at it. Biana your director, your Jumamu penny, and you have a certain period to do it. Methodist, bishop, you have 6 years to do it. So how do you plan and position yourself so that within that period, but how do you do it in such a way that you leave a legacy? Because Yesu wa handle ni de ni ya nkanya ne se ye da so ya sorry boni dini ka Palm Sunday ne wuo ne wu sorry ho asem. So very, very important. Nye wa wabo na mesiwa ye wo fie no ne ade aye tie. How do you really make sure say wo de akora bia na why nyame aye wadom wanya 70 years plus? How have you used that 70 years plus? Na saying that the nyame de why na beto aso. That is the context in which we want to look at today's message. The 30+3 lifespan of Jesus. Nti niama ye pese ye dwene ho anope ne se so obetimi atieti a Yesu anamomu a you have to find out what is my purpose in life. Abraba me boy, me bonny saying, dear Nyame de me bass as you say, me. Not until you are able to define that. And we'll see how all of these things happen in Jesus' life. How do I accomplish this mission? Say na Nyame ka kire Jeremiah say, "Woye mogatoa da wo maame awotwa mu na minim. Na na mafrɛ wo say wobɛyɛ wodifo ama me nkrɔfo." So, have you been able to identify what your purpose is in life? And how are you accomplishing it? Obieni or what the whole of time to accomplish whatever it is. But how do you accomplish it? You are a leader. You are in a certain position. Better na ufiri ho kwa. Dia wo ye na atimi ato aso. Pepe se wodwene ene enkomo a ye die ehu ye. How do I ensure that the vision lives on after I am out of the scene? If Jesus, say Jesus, I'm planning a year, and can you say asoro no, edaso ewo more than 2,000 years since he lived on this earth. So, how do I handle critical issues to advance my cause? Person then come we ujune ho pa ye na de toto wa brabom. Enti the next slide, lessons from Jesus. First of all, Yesu or declare ni vision. How did he show say o bibia no de sinani so? We go first to the boyhood life of Jesus. Luke chapter 2 verse 39 to 52. Bible say he grew up in Nazareth in Galilee. A very interesting thing that I want to point out to you. Nazareth in Galilee no ayewu Yesu a ehonu wonyini ye na eye kurasi o. Ye kan Israel na ye baabi atumi wo ne ade a eye Jerusalem. And not Nazareth. Nti se wuti a kenka asem no a enkrofo emra Yesu esi dwemu wo Jerusalem. Nkrofo asem amobisa na ho anie. Emuaya e de man say odifo no a ofiri Nazareth e wo Galilee no. So ya mfa ne kurom kura anso so a Jerusalem for ya tene nka ba ye ni no. So most of us may be through that kind of disadvantage. Ukromo obi be say ukromo eni map so. And you come from an obscure place. And yet you are convinced say Awurade de bibi ato wakoma so a asese wutimi eye. And you have a limited time in order to be able to accomplish that task. So Jesus grew up in Nazareth in Galilee. Woko Luke 3:2 nchichimwedi asan kono kopemadu a. Or say, and the child grew and became strong. He was filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. That is friend. That's how they got to know him. Until now, Nazareth, our cook say, Yankopon, Krunkrum, or Meso, now I anointing me, say, me, say, Crawford, now, what way, near Joseph Beya, what is one papa carpentry shop in a day. What has happened? Oka and Sem Akesi. Yanti Yesu, who was in Bia Bio Kosi, say, Oneneme papa eko Jerusalem when he was 12 years old. Ehona Yesu bie who he was eni kakra bi. Mo wunim Bible no de wunim say I have put that Jesus gives an indication of his mission. Emra mo hwehwe anu an ye hu no. Ne ma me be hu no asem kan say, why do you seek for me? Did you not know that I must be about my father's business? But they did not understand the statement which he spoke to them. Abusa for me hwe nkwara nyame di omo afa yen so abewiase no eyi. Areba ko a ayame de ewo Yesu hu ne se ensema na ekoso nyina. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject to them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. Ne maame de nsem nyina sie na koma mu. from the inception kosi bibia ekoso akwara ne bia ho bia no wo hwe akwara ben na nyame da me so de na be wiase ene me nana ene ne tie omo ebo enwom wo ayi so a no agira no tubi no sa ana mebusa nse wunyina wo beto enwom we se bisa o se da bi me tubi nam se na dia na be o se I will be a firefighter and was it an artist. Hey, dia when me yan musa na the into the firefighter no so ba mu maybe I heard no ayi so sana. So abusan for extremo God brought every child through you to this earth to accomplish something. And it is your responsibility. Say, obey yes, Mary. Watching your child. Jesus is at 12 years. And he first indicates, he said, he has a mission to accomplish. How are you watching your child? And you yourself, what me identify the Nyamedo Baye, Sebra Nababe. So let's quickly move on. The next slide, the year of inauguration, the baptism of Jesus and the declaration of his mission. Into Luke chapter 3, 21 to 23. Emra John the Baptist bon crofo Yesu nso ko ho ma yekobo nasu. And that's where the Bible also opens our eyes. The first time I see Yesu nka oyakwara no was when he was 12 years. 12 years krana chese we or say P6. System no more. The next time we hear about Jesus is he is 30. And the Bible tells us when all the people were being baptized, Jesus was baptized too. And as he was praying, heaven was opened and the Holy Spirit descended boldly on him. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my son." But the person and Jesus himself was about 30 years old when he began his ministry. That's why look at and say, you have 33 years to live, but you are starting your work at 30. When we are university, 25, 22, 23, 27, whatever. What are you setting yourself to do? How have you identified yourself as to what you must accomplish? So Jesus is now 30 years. And we did 33 years. So within the 3 years, 2,000 years after that. Asori no nam egusua said the nay menu yes celebrating. Emuwa oko ni kurom Nazareth. Oko ya de Old Testament no no obie baby no kinkai. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me, and so okika ni mission wasra me nguse menyese. At least the Bible tells us this is the time Jesus declared his mission. Baby, what have you seen as your mission? Abusafo mama ya mabra bose ya ba kwe menena mukwa o. Ya nena mabra bo mukwa. Now they see when so that you want to accomplish because in your mid will be a basasi so. And Jesus had what? He was baptized at 30. He went to Nazareth and told them his mission. And the people were saying, the people of Nazareth were surprised about what Jesus spoke about himself. Now I'm asking my kind and say, is not this Joseph's son? Yeah, Joseph Ubanini. And I walk and Nema Akesia Tisana. So it's very, very important. Yesu nimni awo babe. He had only 3 years to accomplish it. But some people said, look, 4 years our possibility cross over another 4 years, 8 years. It's a big opportunity for anybody to accomplish what he sees that when missionary Yankopa frame say memra na memra meye. Jumamu ebi aya mouse you said American Methodist 6 years for a bishop. Bia we a vice chancellor, ado be have 4 years, be have 6 years, be have 5 years, director, wherever. or you are not those big ones, but baby will be near Juma Yedea show one son. You have only a limited time to accomplish the assignment and the mission that you have been given. Adeba kwa Yesu ye. I walk in car Bible na this week I may prepare message is very clear. Was that Jesus saw beyond himself. So he needs a team for that team to continue what he begins. Very, very important leadership principle. If we say, a lot of followers. He said, he was doing a lot of miracles. So a lot of people were following him. But we were followers in what you have done, you need leaders. I will bet me equip them. Now, wunni wa more to us. Saying Yakupon say, onye adum. So that some of us, it's not just people are telling you, oh, ye tie upa, oh, ye tie message, there. These are all followers. And chekura, be free and chere no asia training people so that after all, even if I were to stand here and preach all how many years, some must be equipped to take on the mantle. And that's precisely what Jesus did. That's precisely what Jesus did. The next slide, I'm saying, building a team of leaders. Jesus had a lot of followers, but he realized that for continuity, he must have a team which he can build into leaders. Yene ayam penimfo ewo busuam. Yene ayewo eye adwuma mu. Ewo baabia ye leaders no. Misrem moma nkomo aye dire no pe ento wakoma so. Because ebia wo ba wa yiro ho aye ne pa bebre. But one build you obia up. And you think that you can pride yourself in saying that we free one na nyama aye basa wo boa. She said, and I know Bidame can say Joshua, he was the leader of the conquest generation. But the generation after Joshua messed things up because there was no clearly identified leader after Joshua. Moses trained Joshua, but Joshua failed to lead somebody else. It's saying, say, oh, we are mobile. Ofa different accounts no enti Yesu woni a wo yi wo mo no mo aye eyade ehia no pa o eyade ehia no uko Luke chapter 6 verse 12 or say one of those days Jesus went out into the hills to pray and spent the night praying to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles. Very, very important. Asoromukra ye pankrofo adane politics then na ba mamu dia ene na aye bibia wo. But Jesus prayed. Bible so ko hon all night. Ko bom paya na obechusu edom no ane di na kire no. He selected 12. Adwuma mu pani hwanam na wo building omo up so that when you are not there Yakopon be ye adom ama womo nso atake the mantle and continue. Who gets into your inner circle is critical. Whom do you equip to carry out the mission when you are gone? And who asem an American. Step number 3. The Yesu ye say wafa enkrofo bi dia, he must learn to equip them. He must equip them. Enti wo hwe nkrofo ano omonam no a edom de na bidi na chipa o. But Yesu enya mre ema dumienu no a oyi wo mo no. Anytime wakeka nsam no ye yi saa wokofia ono omo nko ahia no ato ne boase no okirikire wo mu. I pray that God will help us. Leaders. Baby wo bia. Enti wonim baby ama Yesu frase wokin ka Barbara or say Mark chapter 8 verse 27 to 9 verse 1. Woman na Bible so mu du baby e fra Caesarea Philippi. And I used to phrase in Crawford no bisa and said that 12 now I select woman. Who do people say that I am? And Crawford say me kra me ne hwan. Follow their menu and command ye dear. Jesus is equipping people. Send a bear a saw no betting me out to us. And Crawford cross him in a way. So Binimus when Elijah Bisu ye say near the other. Then he asked them, are they learning anything? And who do you say that I am? Oh, Peter, a Casamane any day. Wune Messiah no. Bible can't send you her. Yes, me person Shannon so pa. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. That was very, very important. He began. And if you are not intentional about it, you will not obtain any results. To build people up and get them into such positions, you have to be intentional about it. If you assume, some of us, we make a lot of mistakes, parents, and many other. If you assume, so nkwara no mu said dey me ye wo mu so be yard wo mu be hia wo mu ade wo mu be kose ni ade it's not right. Jesus was intentional. And when I was frasi a wo kan sa asem kiro na Peter de no kon chen and wo ka chen se Awurade ye nkeka nsem sa wo de obi be de no wa chew na wa kum. When I say Jesus ka kire no free me sufri Satan, he used very harsh words because and someone Peter can very critical. Leaders be are failing because one year surrounding on 1 year or leaders nenam 1 year na dwene efiri nia wo ba se wo ba be yeso. Yesu say me ye niam bebre mu hunu ni ade saa but the entra me ba ye ne say eventually, within 3 years, one can't answer, but when him said 3 years, he would die and rise again. And when he talked about death, Peter could not understand, even though Peter understood, say, yes, you are Messiah. No? One tells you that, say, Messiah, no, I will name say, Yame, Messiah, no, our banner. If you don't bet me, I debe, actually, buana tenchia, a kuno. Enti say one we leader and can come more political leaders nominate him for nominate more leaders are more leading crofobia brain. There's always a tendency as antifobu baby say abuan takra and a man yekese, which means that those who surround you and I bet ya be me maswa be mo ame maswa would tranye year they would see when you so at the beginning say person they divert your attention and your mind from it. No, it cannot happen to you. You, Jesus, somebody, arresting you and killing you. No, it cannot happen. And Jesus said, this is satanic. This can never come from you. Satan. And no person will use someone. Intimate someone. May know me and why I am penning for. Sometimes we also for you do akọ baby there we rally there to akoma so no near there obehwa na what divert one year war honam what divert to attention you know free so and then you are pursuing something completely different. At the end of the day you don't leave any meaningful legacy because those who surround you are turning your attention to other things. Then Jesus emphasized the centrality of the cross. Into working cars passage in America or say 1 year or mobile ferme any asinuan intino. Those being ashamed of Christ and the cross, he said a lot of things there. So please, what I'm trying to tell you this morning, Jesus had made his mission clear. When he was 12 and when he was 30, when he went to Nazareth, it was clear. He has seen the need. He said, pe team a wɔn betimi atoa na adwuma no so but team no nye nhunu to ofrase no obisa on say mo hunu who I am. The answer was right from Peter, but Peter krono a turning Jesus away from his mission. How many politicians, how many chiefs, how many adwuma mpanimfo have not been diverted to do some of the things that all better position or can't say obey simply because of those who surround our leaders. And here na Yesu hunu says step number 4, that is the next slide. Yesu hunu said no. And Crawford my way Yesu a woman impression say me ebetimi achime ne akume no. Then they will miss the point that I am God. So we can call Bible no a Yesu fa ebinom ekọ obo no so the transfiguration. We me know some ha me phrase me say a non-enigmatic leader has no following. Yesterday, Peter, James, and John kọ no so. Ehọ na ne nyameye no enyina kokoda adie. Because they must also know that nipa kro no omo there's something about him which is different. Are you a leader? Do you have any special thing, enigma, no name any addition record? Something that is mysterious and seem impossible to understand completely. What do you have? What that makes you unique? That makes people to follow you. That is precisely what Jesus did. Mommy uncle popo so. Because we catch them say, ebinom wa ha, wo mu hunu owuo, agye se wo mu hunu onipa ba no ede ben anim onyam. Enti waka no apɛ ani be na awotwe na waka kire Peter, James, and John. Se mommy uncle popo no so. Ɛhɔ na Bible say, na we can count 2 Peter 1:16 to or say, yeah, madansi a me die ne say ye kwabo pono so no. Very, very important too. Are you a leader? Is there anything special about you that makes people to follow you? Or you are too ordinary? A non-enigmatic leader has no following. Okay, 2 Peter chapter 1. Tiadansi a Peter eka. Or say, na enye anansesem a woto no nyansem achi na yedi eka mo ya Awurade Yesu Kristo ahoɔden ene ne ba no ho asem. Nemom ye nanim onyam kese no ho adansefo na yen anitua. What is he talking about? Na wonya anidie ne animonyam efiri Agya Nyankopɔn nkyɛn no. Ene se saa ni efiri animonyam a ese okese no eba so se oyini me doba a osomani no. Yene ayene no wo bepɔ kronkron no so no eti saa ni se efiri soro bae. So Peter is saying that if I had any misconception about who Jesus Christ was or is, that transfiguration, so are you a leader? What about you that is unique? I want to learn about what impression are you. Sometimes being a leaders they are too ordinary, and some people just take advantage and control whatever they are doing. But Jesus used the transfiguration to confirm to the Prof. And Peter is giving us this testimony. Say, "Ye kwa be pono so no, ye tin no, any day ye hunu ye no. Na nya dance same bi ne ye kan. We saw it." And John also says, "Die ye hunu ye, die na na trans ye didie, ne die ensa kan ye. Ono so na ye nso ye hunu bie." So abusuafo, you call yourself a leader? You call yourself a chief? I'm not saying say wakwaji nro bi ana bibi etisa and na odi hunahuna nkrofo there be. But the way you solve problems, the way you quietly sit down and listen, the ideas that come from you, people begin to realize that, oh, papa ya nene namu Nyankopon ensa ewone so. Jesus continues to teach them about his suffering in Jerusalem. Into wohwe Bible mu a woto bo ase na usua much of the time ni nyina Yesu n'adwuma no ye no Capernaum. the Sea of Galilee as a day, and the whole year in ministry no do no. But he knew that ultimately he had to go to Jerusalem. And about coming who were Jesus, so on say more political leaders, no, as a muties are the way. Yes, one kukru ne ho sa say me won fie me ansa me ko Jerusalem aba na makwa challenging Crawford there be. I put down in my notes here, avoid the martyr complex. Obo ho adwuma wo ye no say eduru bi a wo sonson wo ho. Because emra wo bo trim se opese o ye adwuma no koduru ba bi utira anye yi a obonsam nam Crawford so be say wo yi wafri ho. I'm not saying say for security ne kro na ba, but say wo hunu nyansa. Yesu say munyi hunu nyansa te say awo na munye boko te say anoma se hwan no. Be as wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove. So please, because Jesus knew, later on he said it, no prophet dies out of Jerusalem. But he did not rush himself to Jerusalem to be killed and die. There be America cry the amount no bon ho ban. Bebu ho ani so okura wa na akura mobinko and so on and so forth. Mubu ho a afe ye nyina ye kan ho bi obetimi aye adwuma saa ne ade a wo nhome afe emra kanyame de ama wa obetimi de aye bibi no kum no wawu na wo kro no, so that you confuse everybody. You cannot live on forever. But please, then you had it obi free mu pa na ye de ahye na nkrofo na atu na duro ne kro ne. But please, let us avoid the martyr complex. Jesus knew what will happen to him in Jerusalem, but he did not rush to Jerusalem to be killed, so that people will say the kind and abamu. So let's look at his final journey to Jerusalem. The final journey to Jerusalem, I didn't person this one to say, yes, you can be a now or bo nkrofo no kokko say he is going to Jerusalem. Mark chapter 10, verse 32 to 35. They were on their way to Jerusalem with Jesus leading the way, and the disciples were astonished, while those who followed were afraid. Again, he took the 12 aside and told them what was going to happen to him. We are going to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed. Very, very important. We are penia, we are ja, family head, or hene, adwumamu penny, and now whatever. Don't let people take and there is you and so a year will main a year person accomplish. Don't let them take it for granted. Keep on emphasizing it so that people will know, say, of all things, Sadi way there, wonfa eniagro, ewo ofra Yankopon e de afra one. Jesus took all of, but walking ka Barbara. Mark 10:35 to 45. IBC ya na enika. Emra Yesu kire wo mo se ye be ko Jerusalem, ye ko Jerusalem ye be chime no. James ni John Bible baby crowd dey so mo kofre o ma me se o meka kire Yesu se we be wu na wakode a wokọ na hima mu a o mo ba ko ntira ne benkum no ba ko ntira nifa. Very, very important issue. Na afoforo no mte ye na e create problem. No o mo Peter no so ebuafu na Yesu ka kire say there be o yes a na ye no abusuafo Ghana ha ye hunu bi abre political leader a wodi ne nkrofo anim boni atwa ne ho ahia no adani rivalry. They are fighting. James and John are fighting that when Jesus is no more, we shall be with him there on the left and on the right. And it created confusion, and Jesus had to call them. I'm today talking about leadership. And I can't hear you man make asem. We are penimu, who are domo no monam. Kwambe na aba faswa, ebe mo a woman no enya impression be say, e binumu de woman kwa, because what choose 12 out of thousands and thousands and thousands ye do no. Woman, how do you handle them? This is a problem. It destroys leadership. Luke's account of journey to Jerusalem. Sorry, bebre. We are not making Kenya or Marco. But what about Luke? Luke, Luke chapter 9, verse 51. As the time approached for him to be taken up to heaven, Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem. You see the emphasis. Jesus is doing much of his ministry in the northern part of Israel, Galilee, Nazareth, Capernaum, the Sea of Galilee area. But nobody was controlling him. Bible says he set out resolutely. Meaning say resolutely no beka no wotwim, but odisi na ne so wita so say emre na so say oko Jerusalem. The first thing I will share here was what? There was an opposition. Oko for Samaria for us no way who call Jerusalem I am amfa. And now listen to James and John again. They come to Jesus and, Lord, you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them? Leadership for some no, yes, a better than dinner, a very, very interesting and very, very idea. See, free more. 1 year due horn. She said James and John Korea or can say, yes, who call me enter Benkum in the fan. When Brimus more, yes, remember for Mukrumo, say, my mom pie, name free so number destroy one. And that is all over the place. Christosoma yes some say no sa bibia say woman my kwan dia e be bompa ye osura kakadro osuru wisa osuru doma ne ade we want to destroy people. And Jesus told them, you don't know the spirit of which you are made. Jesus turned and rebuked them, and he said, you do not know what kind of spirit you are of. For the Son of Man did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. Leadership. Making sure that 1 year ben one. Because nipa bebra share say 1 year ben one na amu share say. They have diverted their attention from the things that initially they said they would do. They are going on and they are exercising power all over the place. Yenko bompa yene jamra mesewon because yene Yesu nenam over that power. And we are seeing leadership. When you ben leader no say niama bebre. And then ebe we are saying now how does a leader deal with the abuse of power by his followers? Ghana ha yeti what is here a soldier for a prosi for one more say one more, and then you come to him for someone it will be no more bowra baby ye be scatter will be all over the place. Why do you allow those around you to use that kind of power? One more Jerusalem no Udru Luke chapter 13 verse 22. Then Jesus went through the towns and villages teaching as he made his way to Jerusalem. Please share one so he was teaching and healing diseases, but he knew that ultimately he was going to Jerusalem. Yemu bebre wo ho a de anyame de atu akoma so se enye na enche na eyi eni afiri so. Jesus was healing, he was going through the towns, he was teaching, but as he made his way to Jerusalem, what is your focus as a leader? Then now they see when you want to accomplish and sana ejuma no be free wa wafi. And I say obe ye be free wa ko won sama nchira wako. Jesus was focused. And he told Nkrofo na ono omonam. As they were walking along the road, a man said to him, I will follow you wherever you go. Unim de Yesu kai. He did that commitment. Yesu say ediabai sakrama were two ene wiremu no mawa prebu baro ni papa woni ba bi ordinary to. Who are those who are surrounding you? Are they committed to your cause? We have too many. There's, I think the right word to use here is what? There's too much sycophancy around our leaders. Nipa bebre Samuel leaders in one. One more nana piao, politician way sa money at the other. What politician wants more the way they will condemn you near the other. Sa Jesus always made sure that those who are around him had a bright commitment. Obisi me do what mama me ko see me papa or say let the dead bury their dead na bra be di machi ensem bebre e na Yesu kire ye ne a na no pay me pese me bie wani ye de ba na wie ya, because he was still heading towards Jerusalem. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus demonstrated courage. And also ni ade ba ko a ye pese okanifo bia wo hye no nso. Luke chapter 13 verse 31 to 35. At that time some Pharisees came to Jesus and said to him, "Leave this place and go somewhere else. Herod wants to kill you." How did Jesus react to this threat? "Go tell that fox, I will drive out demons and heal people today, and tomorrow, on the third day, I will reach my goal." In any case, I must keep going today and tomorrow and the next day, for surely no prophet can die outside Jerusalem. Okanifo wuhia kokoduro. Adwumani bi wo ha wo se obeya edene. Ghana had there are a lot of noises a discouraging leadership. Adeba no, it's just too much. But nemani bi wo ha ebohu. Ye hunahuna Yesu say Herod say watene nka no ye wo nya bedru Jerusalem a obeye de be obeku no. Yesu say monko kan kire sakrama ne say odifo bie ni wa wowu outside Jerusalem, but I'm coming. How courageous are you in facing the challenges of your leadership? Are you going to go out no abonkrofo tri so ase asemesi na ana wa amoye asemesi na dabia efiri se ebeye samre wa mami problems ni ade sa? Where is your courage? Wakokodru awo wa wo dey solve problems no ewo hen. Yesu enya kokodru ekọ say Herod threat no omfa ho obeba. We need courageous leaders who can lead us to solve our problems. To omo kono a Yesu sa afre omo kogina nchen ene o ka kire on say ye kọ Jerusalem na ye kọ a ombechime na omo akumi. Ebusiafo, these are the leadership things that Yesu ye na o kire ya na de ba ko a o ye ya say afa de onya kodru Jerusalem no kromu no nyina botwi ade ba ko omo kan say na hwanie Matthew ne ka kire say when Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowds answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." Yeboni kuromudin kurasini pa bi no ona waba be pi ha no. And look at the way all turning and around. Yesu himself, no prophet dies outside Jerusalem. But when kukuru no anko Jerusalem, anko chino enkuno. He went through all of this. Ade etwa to a Yesu ye amra wodu Jerusalem no. Etwa to America and challenging the establishment in Jerusalem. Okodru Jerusalem no. Wampa ba bia antena o. Okwa so dem. Okwa ye na edwa wo mu di ho ne niam wo mu ye ne ade no a he took a cane no twa wo mu ma pam wo mu ne ade. Who is that leader? Aye benya no a niam ekọ basa wo mamu ani nkromu ani adwuma mu ne ade obesori agina anya kukoduro aka say these things cannot continue in my village, in my city, in my country. We need courageous leaders. Those who will be able to challenge the establishment and say that the way amoya niamara moa me kase obi nsori nye ku ana bibi etisa ada binya sa na yeka. But we need courageous leaders who can say that no, I'm not going to do this. Maswala kan sembi efa Yesu ade wo ye me dese or say Jesus did the unpopular to accomplish the unforgettable. When Jesus threw the money changers out of the temple, everyone understood this loving shepherd was dead serious about justice and righteousness. Everybody understood that this man, this village boy, from Nazareth in Galilee was dead serious about justice and righteousness. What kind of leader are you? And what are people know you to be? Sɛ nneɛma a ɛmfata, nneɛma a akyea, ɛsisie, injustices, ne korɔ ne ba a ɛkɔ so no, you just don't want to hear it. And you fight it with all your strength. That is the kind of leader you hear. How serious are you in confronting the injustices in Ghanaian society to bring about change for improvement and development in our life and in the country and in the continent? And when I used to in a did actually knew, you be say you better nyom ne kro ne banom ne ade but ne anope matome bo asia fa Yesu life ofre ne nkwara abremu nyina de ne si na ni so oyi saade na di ohunu se so one binom enso na nante. Next time no ye besua afa how did these people nipa dumi enu ya o equip even one mu kura se oba ko wura mu ana onye ni papa, and yet Jesus managed them. He died and he rose again, but he had equipped a certain group of people. Woman ato aso and them knew me no ye kwa asore no me mpa ya me bo ene wa wutie me na no pe ni say look, and Palm Sunday and I say triumphal entry, we are celebrating a leader. We are celebrating a man who had a mission. We are celebrating a man who lived for 33 years. But 33 years, or the 33 baby, now of you name anything about him. But 3 years penal, he transformed the whole world. If you are dating before Christ and after Christ, in the Christian era, but it doesn't matter. But Jesus makes the whole world history, and he accomplished this in 3 years. What did he for how many years? What did Penny was for how many years? Debena, for how many years? What did you set yourself to accomplish? And how are you preparing? Senior Beya, Wuniwa, Womo Akanso, Ebabe Twaso. So we have to really be purposeful in life. Yes, you are accomplishing in 3 years. What about you? Until now, anope may my assignment. Go continue the church and anope by reading the book of Matthew. Now, be Emra will do Jerusalem. Nehemiah will raise here before he was arrested and finally killed. So that we call Asori Good Friday. Now we call Asori the Easter Sunday no. When we say and yes say ayibi osori ya ena Nyankopon ba ena oye ya. No, he lived life like a human being, even though he was God. And in leadership, I will show you anything. A man di unyame nam ne so ye ato aso besi samre. Misre Nyankopon se wo hu mobo. Na won so wontiatia Yesu anamomo. And now we betimi e di abenkwan. He said ye di kaka. But more importantly, the Yesu we say learn from him. He used only 3 years, and his legacy continues. Radin Shira. Baby, I will be a sutrase na yamon paye. Juma yedi samedi si so it sums up everything. Ride on in majesty, in lowly pomp. About verse about also ride on to die. And I no pay ready. What be a new that your son Jesus Christ accomplished all of these things in 3 years. The 30 plus 3 year scenario. Yemu bebre oha rade wadum to ama yemfie bebre. But we have missed our targets. We have missed our purposes. So we are just living on. Ayinim yenim ni de wo yechi. Ne wasema wo de ama ye so se koso ana kanyae. A lot of examples to show that Jesus had a purpose. Now, as he accomplished this purpose, equipping some people, turning their mind from thinking that he was an ordinary person, thinking that leadership and the challenges that we face. Bompaye edi empenimfo nyina hye adwuma mu mpenimfo na no pay bompaye de enu akuma kasben ne adwuma kasiese awode ene ne nkrofo eye ehye wonyankopon animonyam. Grant, O God, that he may never lose focus, that he will always be strengthened, that he will always be able to do far more abundantly. And so no crown him reson awrade adwuma ya toaso beyond him. E dey ahye wudin kronkron animonyam. Grant that awrade ani efiefo nom ne adwuma kakra bi ade ahye yense bia, we shall equip the next generation so that they will be able to carry on. Awrade de empanimfo hye wonsa. Ama ye hunu enne sane binom influence Jesus, but because he was focused, he was able to go on. How he could not tolerate injustice. That sa Easter ya mfane se ye ba bedi Yesu afinshi adabi keke. Nemom ya transin ya adwene awrade de wo ba ne nhweso soronko a wo de amane that within 3 years you have established Christianity, the world's greatest religion. A guso a koso. Ye de ho hye wonsa. Enkenka sa amre koso a na nunu ye na kasa kire. Na ya ma emre ya ma metwemu akeke. Nemom wa kan ye dwuma a wodi de Ghana ye hia wo mo a Onyankopon. Na wo mo wa pa wo mo di anim no ka wo afa wo principles yi so that wo mo no wo apamfo etimi aye adwuma ama yetimi adiye na ade animonyam no ama wo Nyankopon na obi amre so a yetimi ahwe yachi ni aka se oh Awurade nam ne so edi nhira bebrabre yeda wase na wotwi mu koso ana boaye ne anwene wo ni wo sori ho na enna ya adwene into a life that will glorify your name. Yeda wase imso obekoso aboayen yede woni a wo ne omo ye wa ha wo nam sa mfidie so samene na team a wo mo ehwe eye adwuma kase atiseye. Grant that this team will also, Lord, be able to know what purpose that you have given to them, that all of them working together, equipping themselves for such a great task, influencing and taking messages across the globe. Their impact.
FM 93.3. Asidankwa
2.9 FM.
Yamaye, Pisia Bisa, we endima for ni and Tem Jina for Yesu Christo Dimo. Amen.